Hello, Casey Wilson, owner of Roseville Strength and Conditioning in beautiful Roseville, California, and one of your co-hosts of the Do or Do Not podcast. And this is...
I am Brad Erie. I've now graduated up to Jedi Knight.
Hey, I didn't promote you.
I unzipped the coat so you know it's a different outfit.
Do you think because you went to Disney World and you got yourself your kyber crystal that you made a lightsaber that you're now a knight?
I made two lightsabers.
I guess you are if you did that.
And I ordered...
No, you can only make one.
I ordered a replica of the Luke Skywalker lightsaber.
Your wife let you do that stuff?
Yeah, amazingly enough. I was like,
look. I'm impressed. You won't let you train private sessions.
No, well, I did look at the $600 Revan helmet and be like, well,
I'll wear the Vader and you wear the Revan on May 4th. You know what I was talking about too is we should probably do like a live stream on May the 4th.
We should.
Where we're just, free balling, talking Star Wars, dressed up.
I got the lightsabers.
All right. That might be our next Star Wars podcast. But today we're going to talk a little fitness.
Finally.
So I have a couple topics to go over. This guy wanted me to talk about stress and fitness and how good it is for you. But also I had a question I had a young trainer reach out and ask if I had openings here and I don't like hire people. That's just way too much HR bullshit. I used to rent space to trainers, back when I had a bigger location, but I downsized and just focus on me and my clients now. So I told him, well, I might rent you space on the weekends, but that's it. Yeah. But he started asking me, he goes, well, how do you have your business? How do you run your business? How did you get to where you're at, where you have your own, gym and stuff like that? And it's a small gym, but how did you get to that point? And so I started going over, and I sometimes forget that
bury the bodies.
Yeah. I sometimes forget that there's a lot of people that think they know a lot about business. They think they know a lot about fitness.
I know.
And people get certified, or they go to school, they go to Sac State and get a degree in kinesiology, which I ran into all the time when I was at 24 Hour Fitness and I was managing and I was hiring and firing people. Some of the worst people I ever hired had great credentials. I got a degree in kinesiology and I want to do this and I want to do that. And I'm like, great, but you can't sell anything. You're the most boring person around. Nobody wants to spend time with you. You're a good nerd. You know how everything works, but you don't put it together properly. You have to be a combination of things, but I sometimes forget that some of these people don't have any education in that. And they could be a really great trainer. They could train somebody and help them out, but they can't have an independent. They need to work at a gym where somebody helps them get clients and helps them do the work. And even then they'll fail because nobody's going to keep handing you people. You got to go out and get people yourself. But doing what I do, a lot of people go, like even my kids are like, well, you just go to the gym and help people work out. I'm like, well, how do you think
how hard is it to make someone squat, bro?
Yeah. I go, you think that's all I do? I go, do I have a website? Do I have social media? Do I go to networking? Was I an ambassador at the Chamber of Commerce for 7 years and a chairperson of it? And the reason I was doing those things, because you have to make connections. You got to know people, meet people. You got to have connections, or you can't find the people that are going to train with you. You got to be on Yelp, getting Yelp reviews, Google, getting reviews. You got to do so much, and you got to maintain your location and have those clients continue to stay with you.
Yeah,
there's
that's
so
what I was
much
going to
that comes
say.
with it.
You got to be actually show results.
Yeah.
Be likable enough that people don't come in and be like, oh, what a dick.
There's so much that goes into being like
part-time bartender.
And you know what? Some people may
therapists,
some other trainers that work at gyms, or they're not successful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't look at myself as successful because I never based it on money. I look at successful because I've helped so many people.
Yeah.
I certainly am not rich. I certainly don't have a lot of money, but I've been my own boss since 2005.
Must be nice.
So I don't answer to anyone but myself. And with that being said, I have a ton of overhead. I make money, but I don't make tons of money.
Yeah.
But I'm a successful trainer because I don't have a boss. I'm not beholden to anyone. And I've been doing this for many years. I'm almost at 25 years of I've started my 25th year of being a trainer.
Yeah.
So, and 4 years of that was
this
at 24 Hour Fitness, and then managing 24 Hour Fitness as a fitness manager and managing training staffs and supplement sales and those type of things. But most of it has been 20 years of it has been just an independent trainer. I
Yeah.
trained out of my house where I had my garage converted to a gym for a number of years while I was raising my kids. And then I bought Roseville Strength and Conditioning in 2018 once my kids were old enough and I didn't need to be at home anymore. So I've had a storefront since 2018. I just this last year moved from that location, which was much bigger, to a smaller location.
Much
And you have to
cooler.
make all these decisions because you're a business person and you're trying to survive. And trust me, COVID made it almost impossible for me to survive. I still have a lot of debt from COVID.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You know, so those couple of years were really brutal. And then the Biden presidency was not very good for business either, because people didn't have a lot of disposable income like they did at other times while I was a trainer. And that's what you need. You have to live in an area. If you want to be a trainer, you don't want to be training in a poor ass city.
Yeah.
You know, you want to be in a location where, you know, you have some money there. It doesn't have to be the rich. It doesn't have to be like you're in Bel Air or Hollywood. Roseville, Granite Bay, Rockland. This is an area that has people that have disposable income.
Yeah.
And they'll pay somebody for their services because I'm a service provider. You know, you pay for my time, my expertise, my accountability. That's what you're paying for. And so you have to have that. So talking with this young trainer and trying to explain these things to him, it was almost like it was too much for him to comprehend.
Yes.
And I go, but trust me, it's just hard work, effort, and you have to get outside your comfort zone.
Did you tell them about the different ways of lightsaber dueling?
No, I did not.
Okay.
We talked straight fitness and business.
Okay.
You know, so I got a lot of recommendations for him because he was currently training out of a gym in Rockland, and he was finding it very difficult because he was newer, younger, and he was having a hard time finding people. And I go, you need to go to a bigger gym, like a 24-hour fitness or a Lifetime or a Villa around here, you know, whatever it is, and start getting more experience as a trainer, but also you're going to have a bigger group of people to pick from too.
Yeah.
But I went over a lot of stuff, but the main thing is, as a trainer, is number one, you have to have some personality. You know, I'm an introvert, but I have to do extroverted stuff. So as a trainer, not as much, because I'm just in here one-on-one, sometimes 2-on-1.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do small group training, which could be up to 6 people, but, you know, is usually 3, 4, 5 people at the most. So that's not really, doesn't bother me as a very introverted person. When I go out and do net business and networking, being an ambassador at the Chamber of Commerce, those are things that just drain my energy. You know, like I am not.
Can't even imagine you doing that.
Yeah, but I'm good at it too.
Yeah.
You know, like I was the chairperson of the chamber team. I would meet new people. I'd go to these meetings. You know what I did before I even became like when I was with the Chamber of Commerce and I started, I'd go to those lunches and go, I got to meet 5 new people.
Yeah.
I had a goal. I go, once I meet the 5th one, I can shut down and just kind of do my thing.
Yeah.
You know, sit and listen to what's going on, but I got to meet 5 new people. I got to shake 5 people's hands. Sometimes you have tables and it's easier, but beforehand you get there early and you start meeting people. Mm-hmm. And then I became an ambassador. So then I had to do that. I had to, every new person that joined the chamber, or was potentially going to join the chamber, they're like, oh, here's a new member, Casey. You're his ambassador today at lunch. Go, you know, introduce them to people, talk to them, get to know them.
What's your bench?
And some of those people were, way worse socially. Like I'm really good socially. Nobody knows that I'm an introvert when I go to those things.
Yeah.
I just leave there, get in my car, and I feel like my life force has been sucked out of me. You know what I mean?
I'm an introvert too. I didn't know if you could tell.
Yeah, well, Brad is not an introvert. He is an extrovert.
Keep it all tucked up inside.
He likes to be the center of attention. I do not. I can be in the background, but I force myself to be in the foreground because of what I do.
Yeah.
You know, and what I needed to do. So I was explaining a lot of things to him. I said, there's a few things. I go, you're young. I think he was 24.
That is young.
And
he's a babe.
Was he 20? I think he said he was 24, but he was turning 25 soon when I asked him what his age was. Because we talked about it. I ended up having a 45-minute conversation with him. I'm just a generous guy. I love me
for 45 minutes.
I love the business that I'm in and what I do, and I love helping people. I've been in it for this long because I love it. But I was going over what it takes to be a good trainer. And I was talking to him a lot about personality, a lot about being efficient in your business. And you have to get out and reach a large number of people because there's only so much. You got to have a good website. You got to have good social media. You got to have good reviews. You know, you got to have like not tailored to one specific sect.
Yep.
You know, if you want to be a sports performance trainer and you want to train young athletes, you can do that.
But that narrows your
when times get tough, a lot of those guys go out of business. I know
Yeah.
a few sports performance training facilities around here that were like, we have all this great fancy stuff. We're doing all this. And then, oh, COVID hit. Never saw them again. They went out of business immediately because they can't sustain. Like I can train anyone. I have six clients now that are 68 or over.
Yeah.
Most of those are over. 5 of them.
I'm not one of them yet.
Are over 70. And I love training those people.
Mhm.
I also love training the 19-year-old athlete I'm training, or the 30-year-old, or the 40-year-old, or the 50-year-old. I have
Or
a
the
wide
soon to
range.
be 11-year-old.
Yeah. You know, I like doing that. I'm a sports performance coach too. I enjoy doing everything, and you got to be well-rounded. I told them, don't limit yourself by going, I want to train bodybuilding clients,
Yeah.
or I want to train this, or I want to train that. Train everybody and understand how to tailor workouts to them. I go, and then the next thing you have to do is you have to be somewhat fun to be around. You got to engage. And I told him, I go, don't talk politics with people.
Amen.
You know, don't talk about religion with people.
Amen.
I go, but just find common ground with each person. And I go, there's going to be people that don't want to talk to them hardly at all. They're very shut down. They're very quiet, and they just want to come in and have you push them and get them the results that they want, you know, which comes into the next thing. You know, you got to get results. People have to feel like you're really engaged and you're really doing what they're paying you to do. If they're paying you $85 an hour, you know, which is what I currently make, is $85 a session for one-on-one training sessions. I go, if they're going to pay $85, and I know that I could probably make a lot more training other places, blah, blah, blah. But I like to keep,
I want 6 packs.
I like to keep my prices somewhat reasonable. So I do price comparisons once a year. And if the prices for other training places go up too much, I'll raise my rates, but I try to keep it somewhat reasonable. So if you want to have those people to continue to come see you, because once you get a client, you want to maintain that client and retain them as a client. So then you have to be good at what you do, and you have to get results, and you have to hold them accountable, and you have to talk to them about what they're eating and what they're doing. And if you take measurements on them and they didn't get results, you have to ask the hard questions about why. Accountability is a big aspect of it. But I go, once you get those clients, they're gold. Brad's gold. He spent thousands and thousands of dollars on me, right?
Oh, I have.
You know, an average client who
worth every penny.
And
actually,
that is the key right there. Well, exactly what I'm talking about. I couldn't say it any better.
Yeah.
If your client is spending good money on you every month, $500-600 a month, and they're like, great, I have some clients that spend $1,000 a month, but they're getting their money's worth, and they know it, and they go, I would spend this instead of going out to dinner and going to fast food and buying cigarettes or whatever whatever bad habits they're doing. Their habit becomes coming to the gym and working with me, and they'd rather spend the money on that.
Oh, it's worth every penny to, to feel better, to have my joints feel better, to have my knees feel better, to be able to run. All of that's priceless.
To wear different size clothes.
Yeah. It's,
to like go, oh, I got shorts and a t-shirt on now with him, and he would blind you with his whiteness. But,
this is my summer tan for those watching.
Yeah, he was just down in Florida. So I was explaining all these things to him, and I thought it might be a good subject to touch on, because we really talk about, oh, what do you got to do? We talk about actual functional stuff, like what exercises are you doing, how you're eating, what does your mindset need to be like? But there's people out there that are trainers that don't do it. Like, there's so many different avenues. You can become a coach at CrossFit. You can become a trainer over at Orange Theory, 24-Hour Fitness, Planet Fitness. We got a Lifetime that they're across the country. We got a Villa Sport here in town.
You got a
bunch of smaller gyms. You got F45s out there. There's all these opportunities, but if you really want to be your own boss, you eventually have to start your own small facility, like I do. And I do it because I want to be my own boss, and I like doing that. And I've done it for a lot of years, and I love the job that I do. I truly love it. I wouldn't have done it for this long if I didn't, and I told him the other thing you do is I go, you got to be in shape, but you have to understand that you have to be in shape, but you don't have to be the best shape person in the whole city.
Yeah.
Like I'm 52. I can't do half of what I could do when I was younger.
Yeah.
And because if I do, I'll be hurting all the time. With that being said, I can do a lot of stuff. For 52 years old, I'm in pretty damn good shape, but I'm not in the best shape I could possibly be in. I got a lot of other responsibilities in life and things to do in life. So, but I stay in really good shape. I do these races to keep myself in shape because you have to hold that. But there's some trainers that think they just have to have a 6-pack and that's going to get them a job. Look at my stomach. don't you want this too? Most people don't want that.
Mm.
Most people that I train that spend a lot of money on me, they want to feel better. They want to fit in clothes that are smaller sizes. They want to be able to get out of bed and not have their joints hurt.
Yes.
They want to look in the mirror and feel like, oh, I think I look attractive.
Yeah.
Or they're wearing a suit that's 3 sizes smaller, so they're more confident in the meeting because they feel like people aren't looking at them, judging them for their weight.
Absolutely.
There's all these things that are goals that people have, and very few of them want to have a six-pack. Brad does, but probably not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
He wants to look like Brad Pitt too, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, thanks God.
And I'm not going to be a 35-year-old athlete ever again.
I know.
I can't do that, but I can go out and do stuff. And speaking of that, since we're talking about fitness, how much more time you got?
I have about 15 minutes.
All right. Speaking of that,
yeah.
So if you want to be a trainer, sometimes doing like special events are a good thing. So I've got DecaFit coming up, with Brad is not doing because his wife won't let him participate on Saturday mornings.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to start training this Saturday. We're doing DecaFit training for 8 weeks.
So explain what DecaFit is. A lot of people don't know.
So 9 a.m. on Saturday mornings for the next 8 weeks, we are going to be doing DecaFit. DecaFit is a functional fitness race. So we talked about High Rocks in some of our other episodes. I did a High Rocks race in Las Vegas. It's harder.
Yeah.
So High Rocks, like I complained about after the race, we ran over 7 miles.
Yeah.
Well, we were doing exercises and running over 7 miles, which it shouldn't have been that long. But with that being said, DecaFit is a 5K. So you're going to run a 5K and you're going to do 10 exercises.
5K is nothing.
It's a functional fitness race. The problem with the 5K is you're having to do exercises in between each run. So you do a 0.31 mile run. 10 of those equals a 5K, 3.1 miles.
Yeah.
But you have to do exercises in between, like step back lunges with rams on your shoulders, the air bike, pushing the tank, doing rowing, the skier, throwing heavy balls over a 4-foot fence.
See, to me, that sounds easier than a Spartan race.
I gave you a wide open opportunity right there.
I could not even. I don't have to swim in the cold lake or climb a cargo net with my fear of heights. I would much rather do a DecaFit than a Spartan.
Yeah, it's at the Sacramento Convention Center, May 3rd and 4th. It's going to be fun training, but you don't really run the race together as a group. We're doing a DecaFit training group, but we're training together, and then you got to go run the race on yourself. There's no team part of it. So it's an individual thing. So for 1 hour a week, we're practicing just DecaFit training, which we're practicing the exercises that we're going to do in the zone, and we're running. And we're going to be doing a lot of running because that is the big part of it. And running on fatigued legs is a big part of it too. Running when your heart rate's high and struggling. Yeah. So I have a few people that are really jazzed up about possibly finishing.
You got a lot of people.
We got 10 people are going to do it.
That's a big group.
So it's great. It's $25 a training session. So it's a group training class. That's why I charge for small group training.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the same thing for DecaFit. And so it's 8 training sessions over 2 months leading right up to the week before the race. And then we'll go and run the race. I'll be there all morning on Saturday because I have people running at different times the morning. So I'm running pretty early, I believe. I off the top of my head, I think it was something like 7:30, something like that. And so I'm not sure. I have to go back and look because I signed up for it a long time ago. So, but it's a lot of fun, and we practice just the DecaFit exercises and then running. And then I have a little loop set up outside. So if the weather's good, which it will be this Saturday, we'll be running outside. If we're not, then we'll do a lot of other alternative training that is based off those exercises, and I'll make some tweaks to the training and stuff.
Oh,
but it's a lot of fun.
I get to miss that.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and people are going to enjoy it. And everybody that does it for the next 2 months is going to be way fitter 2 months from now than they are right now.
Unfair advantage.
Brad will still be in the same shape. Yeah, Brad will still be in the same shape, but they'll all be in much better shape.
Hurtful.
He's going to come to group class and go, "Why are you crushing me on all the runs?
Why has everyone got 6-packs?
Yeah, I'm sucking. Why does Matt's no longer have a belly on him?
I know.
Why is he yoked and shredded? And then Brad's going to be over here like, my wife does yoga on Saturday mornings. I can't possibly go.
Yeah, and then I have to take my kid to dance.
You're going to be done.
We're only
going to be going for an hour to hour and 15 minutes. So you'd be done by 10:15 in the morning.
Dude, she doesn't even get. She's gone from 8 to 10
for 8 weeks. She can't go on Sunday morning.
I want you to tell her that. I want you to bring that up.
I don't
We'll
have
see
to.
how-
I don't have to live with her. But
That's true.
I don't think you want to come to me for marriage advice.
No,
So in general, it'll be a lot of fun, and
it is. What you didn't say, which I want to really pile on, is during that 8 weeks, you really get close with the group. Like after
Yeah.
the group, you really do feel like a team. Like that was one of the best parts of Spartan training is, the complaining together and going out and seeing the results of everybody. And
Yeah.
that's probably the best part of it is.
and everybody go when you tell them next thing we're doing, and they go, oh
Yeah.
Oh,
And
in
everyone
unison.
laughs and cries about it. But
Yeah.
by the end, like you just feel like, all right, we're a unit.
everybody hollers fuck you to me, like
Yeah.
in unison. Yeah.
Well deserved.
Yeah, probably. I'm a trainer. I have to make you do the hard stuff.
It is, but I mean, it's the working out in a group like that makes it so much more fun.
And part of training for these races is making the training harder than the actual race. If you can
Yeah.
do that, then you go out and do the race. Like we're going to be running 0.35 mile segments instead of 0.31 miles. So when we get to that race and you're out to running, going, it seems shorter than when we were doing training. Wait, you're having us do heavier weights than what the...
See, the reason why this upsets me, because of all the stuff that I'm good at, this hits the most of them. I'm good at flipping a ball. I'm good at running. Not fast, but I can run. I can run far.
Yeah.
All right. I'm good at pushing the sled. I'm good at all, like a lot of this stuff. The stuff that they do in Spartan, I'm like, I'm not so good at. This would have been in my wheelhouse.
Yeah. Well, you can still do it, but you just, you can't come train with us
I know.
because your wife will beat the crap out
Unless
of
I
you.
bring the kids.
Yeah,
See how that
you
works.
can't walk. You're gonna be out running loops unless he's attached to you by a cord or something. He's running with you. I don't know if that's gonna work.
Yeah.
I don't have a cage in here to lock.
No,
him up, like,
your whole job would be watching him.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be working out. When I do these groups, for the most part, sometimes I won't, but most of the time I'm running with like most of these Saturday mornings. I'm gonna be getting that workout in with all my clients. There might be some times where I'll be timing people and I won't be doing my own stuff, but
and I just want to say about before we go that your services are so good that I am making him, Casey, train my daughter to be a better swimmer. And my wife and I are excited about it. Excited.
all right, so I'm going to train your daughter not to be a better swimmer, but to be stronger and more athletic.
Yes.
So her swimming improves.
What you
Because I'm not a swimming instructor.
No, but she can swim. You don't have to teach her how to swim. She's already a good swimmer.
So the whole thing about training is you just make somebody's body stronger. You work on explosiveness. You work on the back muscles that you have to use a lot when you're swimming, core strength, leg strength. You build that up. I've trained a number of swimmers over the year.
Yeah.
I've actually had several people that I train, they're swimmers. They don't really have a big off season. They'll have a month off here, 2 months off there, especially if they do the CAA swimming, I think is what it was called. But I've had 2 swimmers that I cross-trained off and on for like 2 or 3 years whenever they had breaks and summer breaks and winter break and stuff. And then I would train them maybe once a week, even when they were in season. 2 of them got like scholarships to universities. Bakersfield, I think, was the last one. And then the other one went to College of the Redwoods or something and swam and then got a scholarship to a bigger school a couple of years later. So
But the fact that I'm so happy with what you did for me,
yeah.
I've seen you work, and my wife is so impressed, and she's picky as fuck.
Yeah, I'm
We
I'm
would
honored by that.
trust
Yeah.
you to make our daughter, like, even if you're shooting her up with like Mexican horse hormones, whatever you got to do.
We just call those Mexican supplements.
Yeah, like whatever you got to do, get her there. She's fired up already.
Caveat for anyone who believes our facetiousness is I have never used any Mexican supplements, steroids.
Totally.
I would never do that. I am an all natural belief. Well, look at me. I mean,
yeah.
If I was taking that stuff, I'd be a monster.
I'd have a 6-pack.
I used to say back then, I'd take all these supplements and I got like pretty good size. At one point I was like 236 pounds at like 8% body fat. And I was like,
that's pretty big.
I was pretty big. And I go, what if I took steroids? Holy crap.
You could probably be like 245.
I could be like 250, 255 probably within a year, or so, and just really be monstrous. But
Could have wiped my own butt, but you know what? I
Well,
could shred.
I've always done fitness to be healthy
Yeah.
and fit, and I like to look good, but I don't have to look like I don't have to walk around with a six pack.
Yeah.
I don't have to do this, but I like to look fit. I like to look like I have some muscle on my body. 52 years old, the body has a lot of aches and pains and struggles, but you
Always.
just have to battle through them. I do a lot more wellness care than I ever did when I was younger.
Yes, definitely.
So I have, let's see. You can see my bruising from my cupping and stuff. I'm constantly doing that kind of stuff. So don't want to take my shirt off or anything in the middle of the podcast.
Get me all excited. Drive
but,
up the numbers.
But I stay in good shape, and that
Yeah.
goes back to what I was telling the trainer. You got to be in good shape.
Can't,
But
can't be
I'm not
over-
going out and competing trying to get on the podium at DecaFit.
No.
Maybe my goal is to get in the top 10 in my age group, but I don't think I'll be fast enough. Those little runner guys in these things, man. Like I literally, the last time I did DecaFit in 2023, I was like looking at these little guys and they were like gray, kind of like, I got a gray beard and stuff, but they had very little muscle on their body. And I'm looking at them going, oh, I'll beat these guys. And they would literally run out and they're running like 21, 22 minute 5K times. And then they would come into the obstacles and I'd come in and they'd already be in there for like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
And I would come out before them because throwing a 60-pound ball over a wall, they were struggling like hell. And I'm just like, boom, boom, boom. And then I would take off running and I'd beat them out of the obstacle. And then here they come. Running past me like a bat out of hell. So running's really important in DecaFit, High Rocks. They're running races. And the exercises just tap out your legs and they make you have to really work on those exercises and get stronger at them. But there's always going to be runner guys that run, who love running. I hate running. I like working out. I do not like running. And I do these races to force myself to run.
Yeah.
So.
Well, before the sprint, I was running 10K a couple times a week. And I'm like, oh, this is it. I'm never running that far again. So 5K, it's like, it's not.
Somebody asked me after the High Rocks race, they go, you ever do High Rocks again? And I go, fuck no.
Did it once.
I said,
proved it.
I do caveat that with if they come to Sacramento and I don't have to drive, or fly anywhere, I might consider it within the next year or two, like, if I'm even living here a year or two, like
me and
in
you,
this area,
we're gonna do Hydrox. We're gonna pair up.
Hey, I'll do teams with you. That'd be fun. I would do that because you do pretty good at the sled pull push and stuff. That's what killed me in the race when I did the teams with Sarah. Is like I had to do almost all the sled work and it destroyed me. It took me 2 rounds for me to finally have my heart rate go back into a normal phase. But that was just because Sarah was fine pushing the tank. Like we're going to do in DecaFit, but that sled on the ground, that 350 pounds.
Sarah's probably 145 pounds?
Yeah.
Like trying to push something like twice her weight.
So
wheels.
And like she could push the weight if it had wheels on it.
Yeah.
Like the tank that I have, but the sled actually really was, you had to like get low and it just felt so much heavier. It was a challenge for me. I pushed it all the way and stuff and I had no problem doing it, but I messed my forearm up. I was doing hand over hands trying to speed us up and my legs were so shot I didn't want to use my legs very much. And like ever since then this muscle right here on my forearm has just been giving me problems. So well, that's for you, it's because you do
actually it's because of that lightsaber training, which I don't know, could be worse. Be less cool. Probably better to be
every time I do like any type, like I did like last Friday I did a bicep and tricep workout. I hadn't done that in a long time because like I've been doing a lot of chest and back and I've been lifting heavier over the last month since High Rocks was over. So I've been trying to beef back up a little bit and I can notice I'm starting to feel like I'm getting a little bit more muscle back, but I'm also having to start to run and stuff too because I was like, I went out and I'm training the 19-year-old girl that I'm training. She wants to finish first in her age group. She wants to be, like she goes, I want to do that. And I go, so we're doing her age. She's doing her age group, obviously. And then she wants to finish first, or definitely on the podium, because she's never ran one of these races.
I've seen her come out of your gym. She looks just ready. She
was doing powerlifting for a long time. With me, and she got super strong. And then she was like, I want to compete though. And I can't really compete against these little short, stocky girls. And I go, the hybrid racing will be perfect. I told her either CrossFit or hybrid racing, but CrossFit she'd have to get even stronger, but she could deadlift 275 pounds.
That's a lot.
It is. You know, I don't even deadlift 275 anymore. I could do it, but I don't do it because I just do it for reps.
And you're like twice your size.
Yeah, I just do like 225 and I'll do like 10, 12 reps at 225, and that'll be the heaviest I get. I probably not even that right now. Since my high rocks training, my deadlift and my squats are much weaker. Great range of motion, just weaker.
Yeah. Look, man.
All right, let's stop talking about my fitness abilities and stuff. But that's it for the fitness show today. Brad's got to go and pick his kid up or do something. So we'll wrap that up. And if you have any questions about fitness and you want us to talk about anything, leave a message in the comment.
Or if you really want to know how I got in this great shape, and if you want to be pale like me, and wonder how many shades of sunscreen it takes. To
and if you don't live in the greater Sacramento area in Northern California, and you said I do online training,
put it all
Roseville Strength and Conditioning, RosevilleSC.com. And you can follow me on Instagram or Facebook Business. I have a page. And I do on Twitter too. I haven't really been utilizing it, but I think I'm gonna try to start.
Pretty slow on the old social.
I like to watch stuff, but I don't post on Twitter at all, or X. I'm sorry. Sorry, Elon. I'm a big fan of Elon, so like I have to I'm sorry, it's X. So.
Well, if you're a big fan, you'd have 6 more kids because that's what he's doing.
He's You know what's funny is he talks about like population. Did you watch the Rogan podcast he just did?
Oh, I first of all, I know all about the population thing. Yeah, he's been harping that for years.
Yeah, he's doing his part.
He just had his 14.
And let's be honest, his freaking kids have the potential to be super fucking geniuses too. Yes, and they're gonna probably be good looking because most of these girls are hot.
Yeah,
that he's having sex with. I'm like, he's just breeding a whole community of.
He is, man.
I'm like, more power to you. If he can pay for it.
14 kids. Oh yeah.
You know. He just not coming out saying he's a religious zealot or anything. He's like, just, hey, I'm populating the earth, baby.
He was an awkward kid with autism who suddenly got very rich and very good looking.
Yeah, and he's super. Think of everything that guy does on a daily basis.
Oh, it's crazy.
He's just a work. How's he spend time having sex? I mean, geez, he's doing so much stuff.
I don't know, man.
He must have it like slotted in tonight.
He does.
Tonight at 9:15 for 5 minutes. I'm gonna please you like never before, and then I'm out.
I'm giving you 4 good minutes and 1 minute for me to think about. I'm sure he has like a spreadsheet that's he prints out every morning, and his assistant gives him. Be like, all right, sir, today you have sex with 3 women.
You got to put ice on your balls at this time of the day.
Yes. Then we're going to run you to the Boring Company, then SpaceX, then Tesla,
and then Doge,
and then you're
going to do a 3-hour podcast with Joe Rogan.
Yeah, and then you're going to go back to sex with this other woman.
Yep. But if you want to train with me, not in person, but online, you can do that too.
I recommend it. I'm sending him my daughter.
I have a whole online program
for just anybody,
and it's a great program. So it's a great program. It's huge. It's the best program.
It's hugely popular in Mexico and Canada.
All right. Talk to you later.
Route.